Hey guys, be sure to follow my new Instagram, Marspeed_official. It's a good place to send me questions and it's easy to answer them all in one place. Hey guys, so some people have asked me if the Dodge Charger is a good first car, and it's the first car that I've owned. I've had it for about 2.5 years now, and I'm just going to give my thoughts. Keep in mind most of what I say could apply to the 2006 to 2010 Chargers because that's what I have. So let's look at the pros and cons of the Charger as a first car. So I'm going to talk about a couple categories and a couple things which I think are very important for your first car. So it started raining and I had to stop the video, so now I'm back. So the first pro would be the cost of the vehicle. Obviously this is important in any car purchase, let alone your first car, and it's pretty affordable on the used market these days. They can be found for like $3,000, usually within the $5,000 to $10,000 price range, depending on your mileage and condition. And you can also find really well-priced V8s, so this is really a great price for what you're getting. So the second pro would be the fun factor and style of the Chargers. Plain and simple, they're just fun cars. They're fun to drive, they look awesome, they turn heads, they're easy to modify, fun to show off to your friends, and I really don't know which young kid wouldn't want to have a Charger if they were given it. Anywhere I go, somehow the Charger gets into the conversation or gets compliments. Plus, if you really like cars, there's a lot of things you can do with these cars, a lot of mods you can do. I've built a YouTube channel around this, something that just couldn't be done with a lot of other base sedans. So you want to look in your first car with some fond memories, and for me, definitely I can say that I had a fun time with my Dodge Charger. The V6 Charger's performance in particular is also really great for a first car. There's not too much power, still enough to have fun and be able to merge and pass others easily, but a Hemi might be too much for a kid who just got his license and has a little bit too much of an ego and doesn't know the limits of the car. I'm not saying that's always the case, but I'm just saying that the V6 has a good amount of power for your first car. So the next pro I'm going to add to the list is drivability. Chargers are a big car, and it may take some getting used to driving and parking. Like, for example, I live in Toronto, so it's a big city, and when I first learned that if I had like appointments downtown or whatever, I'd be having to drive in rush hour, squeeze through traffic, tight lanes, squeeze into parking spots, all that kind of thing. So once you learn though, and once you get used to that sort of thing, you can drive anything and feel comfortable in any car you drive. And of course there's also the extra caution when driving in rain or snow, but again, once you feel comfortable and once you're good with it, it's a breeze, and you never really have to worry about that stuff in any car. Some people who only drive small cars find it challenging driving any type of big car, but that's definitely not the case with these things. So the next point is reliability. I know I've bashed on Dodge in the past for the reliability, but basically if you do take care of the cars and maintain them properly, they do last. There's a reason why many Chargers are police vehicles or security cars or even rental cars, because they do last. Some parts may go out easier than others, and you might have to do more small little fixes, but the engines and transmissions do take a beating. And even take a look at a list of any used Chargers on the market. They all have a lot of miles on them because they've lasted a long time, and they're all in pretty good shape. 100,000, 200,000 miles and up. So this is definitely a car that will likely last you for a long time. So fuel economy is going to be the next point. Obviously your first car, you don't want to spend all your money on gas, and I would give this a definite con for the Chargers. Starting from the 2.7, the gas mileage is I think 18 city, 26 highway, and then 1725 for the 3.5, and then 1931 for the 3.6. I think that's what it is. So it's getting better, especially with the newer ones, but still can't compete with 4 cylinders. And really, as a young kid, you don't want to be spending all your money on gas. So another downside is the insurance cost to insure the vehicle. I don't know why, maybe it's the car's demeanor or looks, but for a 4-door sedan, these are very expensive to insure for young kids or teenagers or young adults even. I remember calling like 15 to 20 different insurance companies before I got a half-decent rate, and they literally wanted some of them like 10 grand a year for the insurance premium, and I can't even imagine how much it would have been if it was a V8. So if your parents are principal driver or something like that, then that may be a different story. But if you're on the policy, if you're the owner of the car, it's definitely a lot more expensive to insure than other cars out there. So overall, I'd say that the Charger is a good first car, and that's good, not great, simply because I think you could save a little bit extra money on gas and maintenance and other things if you did buy a 4-cylinder car. But if it's a V6, you're definitely not overdoing it. It gives you a lot of fun in your teenage and young adult years. And if it's a Hemi, you get a really powerful car at a really solid price. I may be biased because, of course, this was my first car, but going through my list again, I got it at a good price. It's so much fun, looks awesome. I'm still not bored of it after 2.5 years. What else? There have been a few problems, but nothing major. I beat up on it, drive it all the time, lots of miles every year, and the engine and transmission are still going strong. And of course, I've had to maintain it just like any other car. The performance is fun, just even for a V6. I have a lot of fun with it. And once I got used to the driving and parking and driving in the snow, driving this is a breeze, and so is every other car. So looking at the two downsides, insurance is definitely a lot for me every year, and it's just something I have to pay to keep continuing to drive the vehicle. And as for gas costs, definitely pretty high, especially living in a busy city. Overall though, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. This is just my opinion and reasoning once again, but if I had to do it over again, I definitely would. So if you had a Dodge Charger V6 or V8 as your first car, let me know how it's been for you in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.